the time that Tabitha and her husband were beginning their liquor empire, if you will, Tara Fela Durotoye was quitting law and going into the beauty industry. 16 plus years later, she is done phenomenal things across Nigeria. Billion-dollar business. She wouldn't tell me how much, but I know it's in the billions. Maybe hundreds of millions. She's done incredibly well, employing, empowering women across the board, thousands and thousands of women. Her business is the House of Tara International. And I tell you, talk about inspiring women across the board. That's what she's all about. That's what they're all about. Tara, good to see you.
It's great to see you.
Welcome to Nairobi.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Both of you champions, you know. Champs. And you've heard of each other.
Kindred spirit. Yeah. Well, I started following her on Twitter just last week.
Is that right?
Yes, and I saw that they were giving scholarships away to college students. I was just thinking to myself, how can she dare, go into beauty business, So it's totally inspiring.
Male dominated.
I know. So I feel so blessed to have the chance to now meet her in person.
But Tara, you've done amazing things yourself. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Beauty industry. I mean, one would think it's a no-brainer, right? But then as Africans, we were so used to imports.
That's correct.
International brands.
Yes.
Now, look at what yours has done.
And I think it's not just about the products. It's also about creating an industry that didn't exist. So I was having a chat earlier on, and I was talking about how international brands have come into Nigeria in the last 2 years, but they're coming in response to the market that we created as Nigerian makeup artists in the country. And the most inspiring part is that many of the makeup artists today are becoming brand ambassadors for the international brands. So we own the industry, we run the industry, we determine the trends. And now international brands are coming to us to seek counsel, advice, direction as to how to go. For example, we distribute for L'Oreal in Nigeria. Because, of course, you will always find people who want to buy international brands, and there's still a lot of people who want to just buy local. So we need to make sure that we're available and eat from both pies.
Absolutely. For a long time, they were dictating. Now, you guys are in charge, you're in control.
Yes. I think that's totally inspiring. I was speaking earlier and I was talking about how Baileys, the Diageo Baileys, came to me to ask me to be a brand ambassador, right? Maybelline product in Nigeria, the creative director is a Nigerian girl from Ondo State, right? Yeah. She just went to New York Fashion Week, but she spent 6-7 years building herself as a makeup artist, working for the fashion shows, and making herself distinct to the extent that when Maybelline came to Nigeria, they picked her. And so for me, I am super excited. We had the Makeup in Nigeria conference in February, and we had over 800 people in attendance from across the country. Wow. It was jam-packed. We had someone from Kenya come, someone from Ghana as well attend. And for me, I was saying to them, it's time to celebrate yourselves for the trend that you've set. You've created a trend in Nigeria. Women can't go to parties now in Nigeria without having their makeup professionally done.
Come on.
Across the board. And the reason why is because there's so many makeup artists who are now entrepreneurs and understand their role as trendsetters. Yeah. So a Nigerian woman will go to South Africa and insist that she must bring a makeup artist from Nigeria to do her makeup because she believes that the Nigerian makeup artist is the best.
Right. You want your own people doing your own makeup.
Yes.
You mentioned Diageo a moment ago, Tara, and Diageo is the biggest competition.
Yes, I know.
And Diageo sponsored the store.
Yes, because she set herself apart. And we need to be authentic. We need to have our own stories, create our own brands. The reason why Diageo can recognize her is because she's been authentic and distinct. I don't want to be an international brand that's not African. I want to remain an African brand, but be ensured that the quality of my product can be scaled, the quality of my product can compete, but still remember that I'm using my product to tell a story. I'm using my product to tell this African story, that there are beauty icons in Africa, that there are female activists in Africa. I mean, I talk about Fumi Ransom Kuti, the mother of Fela. And, the world believes that female activism started from the West. But that's not really accurate, because Fumi Ransom Kuti was a born activist. And there's a famous story of how the king of Igbaland wanted to tax the women, the market women. And he went to the market women and said, you need to start paying taxes. The market women said, for what reason? Why are we paying taxes? Fumi Ransom Kuti heard about it, galvanized the women to beg the king. He refused. Now, the taboo, if the king sees naked women, he has to go on self-exile. And guess what she did?
She stripped.
She not only, no, before she stripped, she took the women. She galvanized the women from the market. They went to the Oba's palace, as it's called, and they stripped. And they knew the consequences of that. It meant that they were going to dethrone the king. That's activism. And that started way a long time ago.
You know, it's interesting you mentioned that, Tara, because something that has been happening here in Kenya, which is very disturbing. It's not women stripping, but it's women being stripped. And Tabitha, you know this story.
I know.
Women being stripped in bus stops by men in open view, in plain view, and none of the men being arrested. What do you think of what's happening? Your thoughts. I mean, what are we doing to our women? Lack of respect.
It's lack of respect, and then it's very new. It has not been like that again. And then when you check the women, they are young girls. They are less supposed to enjoy. Supposed to wear their minis, their whatever, and they enjoy. So when you strip the young girls, because they are wearing the minis and all that, when you look at the pictures of our mothers, what they were wearing and then what were they wearing?
Yes, exactly. Minis
and all that. So it's their time. It will come. It will go. So leave them. So whoever are doing that, and they're men, I think they should be ashamed of themselves.
I know.
I'm sorry to say
I
that.
know.
But
I know.
Sorry,
I think it's a lack of leadership. It's a leadership issue. And one of the things that our brand wants to do is to not just empower women for financial independence, but also let them understand their roles as leaders and change agents. So it's great to make money, but it's more important to influence lives. So if I have the influence over 3,000 women who I'm empowering to become micro-entrepreneurs, I need to teach them something and teach them that they're going to raise sons. And those sons need to respect women. And so until mothers also take the responsibility to begin to teach their sons that terrorism is not the way to go, that you have your hands and you have your mind and you can become something without killing and bullying people, and begin to teach our children these things, I think that we will begin to see a change. So I think there's a lack of leadership, and sometimes we women also are responsible because we need to begin to train our sons to see that women are not to be beaten. Women are not to be, I say myself, I mean, I've just come back from Yale. I was on a program. My husband, as an African woman, I know that I have to get permission, you know, because my children are at home and they need to be raised by someone. But my husband is willing to do so because he was raised by a single mother who was a professor. And for him, he wants his wife to achieve all that she can achieve. But there's still some men who won't do it.
Yes. You know, you hit the nail on the head, because the same thing with our friend here, Tab, is that the same with you? Your husband is happy to take the back seat and let you shine. That's very rare.
It is true, because in Africa we don't see men supporting their women. Yes, their wives and their women, and that's why even I'm having a special lunch for Mr. Koinange this weekend. Yes, I want to celebrate him because he set an example that men can support women, and if women do their full potential, you know, and release their full potential to become even African women leaders.
Correct. Of the year.
Of the year.
Yes.
Yes, yes. So we need that support, because it shows that women can do it, but they need that support from their husbands. Yes.
Do you see that happening in Nigeria, Tara? I mean, you guys are as chauvinistic as we are, I'd say, even in Nigeria. But is there support for women? Do you see it?
I think I'm surrounded by many women who are being supported by their husbands. I have a mentor who has 7 companies, and one of the things she does is she has a furniture factory. And her 50th birthday, when her husband walked into the hall in front of the president of Nigeria, she went on her knees to thank him. Because what she said was, if it wasn't because of you, I would not even have the audacity to do what I'm doing. I think about my husband. My husband was the one who had the idea to come to East Africa. Yes, he said to me, I know that your website is getting a lot of hits from Kenya. What are you doing? And I thought, please, we haven't finished Nigeria. Nigeria is a big country. We don't need to go to any other place. Let's just stay here. I went to Rwanda. He sends me a text message. He says, I just had a vision in my head. House of Tara, Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania, South Africa. And he pushed me, you know. And sometimes maybe the things are there, but they're under. And sometimes you need someone to inspire you to take that step. And sometimes it has to be your spouse.
And you are opening in Kenya, right?
Yes, we're launching there just this weekend. So we're starting on Friday. We're starting with a masterclass because for us, like she said earlier on, I think we're kindred spirit. It's about entrepreneurship as well. What we say is we're exporting our impact. And in Nigeria, we set a trend. We started to train. We trained the highest number, majority of makeup artists in Nigeria, 90% of them are trained from our makeup school. And what we've done with that is to incite the market to let the consumers know that they need professional makeup artists. They need their skill. They need their skill, their expertise. And today, there's hardly any Nigerian woman who does not have her makeup professionally done when she's going to a party.
Or she does it herself because she's been through the program.
Correct. Wow. So we're starting with the masterclass. We have makeup artists from Nigeria who are going to be teaching. And then after the masterclass, then we have an evening session where I share my story of enterprise for the last 16 years and the impact that we've been able to create, and hopefully people get inspired to do something for themselves.
Can people tweet if they want to get in touch? If they want more info?
Yes.
What's your Twitter handle?
At Tara Durotoye and at House of Tara International.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
We'll put those up and have the people get in touch with you.
Yes.
Be careful, there'll be many.
I'm sure.
Hundreds of thousands.
I'm sure.
Millions. But you mentioned kindred spirit. You two are very similar in way. You're mentoring the next generation of entrepreneurs in your field.
Yes.
With your foundation.
Yes. Yes. We'll be doing that, and we are happy to do that because the more we become many entrepreneurs, the more we finish this problem off. From job seekers to job creators. Yeah, because that's what we should do in Africa. Yeah. That's what we should work on in Africa. Yeah. So we are happy to do that. Yes.
You mentioned mothers raising their sons to respect women. For many years, it was all about the girl child, the girl child, the girl child. And then we forgot about the boy child. How do we bring that boy child back?
We've accepted that we forgot the boy child because we thought the boy is strong. So women are the ones who are weak. They need to be raised. Then finally now we've realized we've made the women
so powerful.
So powerful. We forgot about our men, which is wrong because we need both of them. So I think now it's the high time now we look back, get our men, and move on. Yeah, the person who fails is the one who doesn't accept the mistakes that he has made. So we already made,
Well, I'm very biased. I have sons, so I have to make sure that they're remembered. So it's still raising our voice, and creating awareness and talking about it as many times as we can. We have platforms, we have influence, we have a voice. And that's what the voice is for, is to make a change. It's not enough to just make money, like she said earlier on. It's also important that we're making impact as well.
Absolutely. I want to take a break, come back, talk some more, because you guys, I'm feeling inspired right here, sitting in your presence.
Thank you.
Beauty and brains right here.
Thank you.
Oh my.
Thank you.
What is at Tara Durotoye?
Yes, at Tara Durotoye and at House of Tara International.
House of Tara International. At Koinange Jeff, the hashtag JKL. You heard it here. House Tara House.
House of Tara and Tara Durotoye.